Hello everybody, and this is Steve once again, and I'm starting a little bit of a different series tonight. Uh, you know, one thing I remember during my days when I was really a bad food addict is I was really miserable all the time, and I mean all the time, to the point where I was literally a Debbie Downer. I had to rain on everybody's parade, and I really didn't do it out of spite or meanness or anything, but I really did it because I was so unhappy with everything in my life and I was so discontent that I felt the only way I could be normal or normalized in society was if everybody around me was feeling bad and full of anguish and negative. So for me, I starting every conversation with me was really must have been going uphill for my friends back in the day. They used to have a saying, they still kind of have a saying, but not anymore as much, where you should ask Steve what he likes as opposed to what he hates, because Steve hates everything. And that's the way it used to be with me, where I literally despised everything. And I had no problem cutting something down because I didn't care. I didn't care at all what people thought of me. So tonight I'm starting a different kind of series that's part of my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna start telling you guys about things that I do love. And I think it's important to kind of find these things in your life that you do love, because in the end, once you start pointing out small things that you love, you start wanting to think, well, what are some other things I love in life? What are some of the other good things? So I'm going to start with the most obvious one for me. One of them is right here. His name is Rusty. Say hi, Rusty. I adopted Rusty back in 2009. He was with this older family that really didn't take care of him very well. He had a horrible rash and he was incredibly overweight. And anyway, it was kind of funny how I got him. My old man used to say this joke to some people: we'll trade the work for the dog. And it just goes to show one night or one day, he's helping out this old man. He joked about that because he really liked Rusty. And a couple weeks later, the man took him on his word and asked him if he wanted to take the dog in, because he wasn't able to take care of his dog anymore, poor little Rusty, because Rusty is kind of a handful, and this old man had residual effects of working in a lead paint factory, so he couldn't really walk, he couldn't move. And his wife had to go back to full-time work, which is really sad when you think about it. His wife was in her 60s, and she had to go back to full-time work in order to help her husband stay on his meds and get his constant help. And so they kind of roped me into doing it, and later that day, I was taking home my first dog in 13 years. He was the first dog I ever had after my childhood dog died on me in 96. And so I was really happy after a while that I adopted Rusty, because in a lot of ways his obesity and his bad health really kind of forced me to reconsider my health, because when I first got Rusty, he was extremely overweight. That's right, Rusty Kins, you're really overweight. You're a fat boy. Well, little did I know, next to my house was this incredible walking path. And I only discovered it because of this guy right here. I had to take him for walks every day. And granted, it took me 2 or 3 years to finally get myself into a workout regimen, but having to take care of this guy right here really planted the seeds for me in terms of getting my health on track. And plus, he also gave me something to live for. I know you do. Thank you, Rusty. So that's Rusty. And this is going to be a little tricky getting my other one here. Her name is Scarlett. She's a little rescue dog that I got in 2010. And she's very skittish. Come here, Scarlett. Come here. Come here. Come here, baby. Come here. She's a little camera shy. Say hi, Scarlett. This is little Scarlett. She already wants to escape. She's very camera shy. I adopted Scarlett in 2010, and this poor little girl was actually abandoned, and some jerk left her fortunately, they left her right next to a veterinary clinic, so she was able to get saved right away. She didn't turn into street pizza or something like that. And the sad thing is, she had been on the streets for so long that her collar was really tight, and they had to cut it off. And so, in a lot of ways, Scarlett has also really helped me out in terms of my personal issues as well. She's really showed me the power of love, even though she wants to run away, and devotion, and strangely enough, her. Okay, go ahead, Scarlett. Strangely enough, her undying love for me really kind of set a spark for me, set an example for me as well. I mean, it's kind of crazy to say that about a dog, but you know, she really kind of inspired me to kind of be the person I am right now. Which is sometimes I'm too loving and I'm too nice to a fault, but I'm kind of learning as I go. And so those are two things I love, two things I'm really thankful for. I should say two little beings that I'm thankful for. And so follow this series. I'm hoping this will be a little more positive spin. I don't like always having such negativity on the blog. You know, don't do this, don't do that all the time. So anyway, y'all have a good day. Please subscribe to my channel and take it easy.